My name is Eddie Ochoa. I'm a former youth that came through Hope Now for Youth and a former counselor. How my story began basically is early on, came from a dysfunctional home. Both my parents were alcoholics. I seen a lot of stuff when I was growing up, in my upbringing. And as a result, as I started to get older, I started to act out. I started to find friends on the streets that I could relate to and started getting into trouble. My criminal record began when I was 10 years old. Year after year, it just started to progress and get worse and worse. You went from breaking windows to breaking into cars, stealing radios, to actually joyriding. And then after that, we started getting into doing strong arm robberies and things like that. And then there was a turning point in my life. When I was about 16 years old, my girlfriend back then, my wife today, she was pregnant with my son, my first son.
My name is Sylvia Ochoa. The very first time I got pregnant, I was 15 years old. I had met Eddie through mutual friends of ours.
And I didn't know how to handle it. You know, I was going through a really difficult time, and I was still living in the streets, still doing a lot of things in the streets, and came across a rival gang that actually threatened me and my friends' lives that I was hanging out with at the time. And they had a gun to my head, and they threatened my life that, you know, if I didn't get away from that neighborhood, because we were taking business from them because we were selling drugs, they said that they were going to either kill us or they were going to, you know, take care of us.
When I was about 4.5 months pregnant, Eddie had an incident in his neighborhood where he was starting to sell drugs. At that time, that's when he had a gun pulled to his head. And at that point, had realized that he didn't want to not be here and see his child.
So what I did is I did what I could do is I basically just got out of the situation. I moved to my girlfriend's house across town.
As the pregnancy is going, you know, and the time's coming closer where the baby's going to be born, you know, expenses are rising, and he didn't have a job. So he went to the only thing he knew how to do, which was sell drugs.
And so when I went to my girlfriend's house back then, I moved across town to the north side, and yet I still didn't see a way out. I still kept on staying involved in drugs, and I started hustling on the streets, and just, you know, things started to get worse again, all over, different location, but same old drama. And then one day I was watching TV at home with my girlfriend, which is my wife today, watching TV, and I saw one of my former you know, associates, you know, talking about Hope Now for Youth. And I saw him at a banquet, excited, all dressed up. And I said, you know what, if it could work for him, it could work for me.
At that point, we really both were, you know, I was only surviving off AFDC, and, you know, I wasn't in school, neither was he. He was only selling drugs.
So I called, I spoke to Roger Manassian. Roger got me working right away, started working at odd jobs, started, you know, just, you know, doing little side jobs here and there, earning money, earning clean money. And it felt good. I felt, you know, worthy, you know, to earn that money. And so eventually from doing those side jobs, Hope Now said, don't worry, you're not going to stay doing side jobs. We're going to get you something. Then I got a job at fast food. I was working 20 hours a week. Then they boost me up to 40 hours, 80 hours every 2 weeks. I decided to go back and get my GED. And then Roger offered me a position to become a counselor. And I was basically just, wow, you know, I was thrilled at the opportunity. So I jumped on it.
He started changing. He started to, you know, he started to be the man that he is today. So with Hope Now, they had encouraged Eddie to go back to school and to, you know, become a better father, and to really take on the role that he was given.
And as I became a counselor, I just was blessed. I mean, I started getting scholarships to go to City College. I went in and I got my associate's degree from City College, and then got another scholarship to go to Fresno Pacific University, where I graduated with my bachelor's degree in business.
2.5 years after Eddie had entered Hope Now as a counselor, everything just changed. With Hope Now, how it's affected my life and my husband's life and our children's lives, and so many family members, because we've affected so many of our families' lives, that it's something that you can never say. I mean, there's no words to explain it.
Hi, I'm Skin Mead, and I drew from these real-life events to create the characters in the screenplay Finding Hope Now. It really is an amazing story. You can become involved in 3 ways. Number 1, pray. Number 2, send this website to all of your friends. And number 3, become a financial partner. Help us make this movie.